Welcome everybody to the VAIL VRML Season 2, Week 2. My name is Nightfire with 2 E's. Thank you for joining me on a Friday night for our first game of the weekend. We'll have 2 or 3 casts live this weekend, so keep the eyes peeled Saturday and Sunday for more action. But another AESIR matchup, this time up against a new team to Season 2, a team called Terate. With 3 eyes. I don't know how that will come through on the stream, but IllI, I-L-L-I. But Terate will be battling it out here up against the now #1 team in the NA region after beating Rekt, who were the previous #1 team in the region with a bit of a new roster. They are definitely looking good. The algorithm currently positions them somewhere around 16th, and it positions Terate after their win last week at 8th overall in the regular season ladder. The first 3 weeks of a season are pretty tumultuous on where a team lands, especially with new rosters coming in here and new teams getting formed off of old rosters. It's no surprise that we are seeing a new team go up against an old one with considering that new team, Terate, has old players that have been in the VRML since Season 0, players that have played on gold and silver teams, potentially higher there if you look at some of the other match history in the squad. Vortex. It's a powerful squad filled with players like Bleach Blade, Crack Guy, Fizzy, Hisanger Yark, and Rusty Fangs. Again, players that you may recognize from other squads that played at a competitive level within Season 1 or sometimes even Season 0. So we should have an interesting battle here this afternoon, but AESIR looked very good in Week 1. I think that's one thing that really stands out to me is just how well they performed in Week 1. Terate consequentially went 27-1 against their opponent, Primordial. So they definitely came in and stamped their sort of name into the NA ladder with a big early win in the season. So it puts them up against likely their toughest opponent that they'll face all season long. And I'm very curious to see what we're going to get out of the series this afternoon. As players jump into lobby, we will be diving into map #1 soon. So do please bear with us here, and then we will be getting into that first map, which is going to be chosen by AESIR, the home team. And I do actually can pull up the match history here between the two. Obviously, I haven't faced each other yet, but get a little gander at their 3 maps played so far in the regular season. Obviously, the only 3 you can play. We'll have to adjust that too so it fits the the table, but a bit of a stronger win technically from Terate. So let's see what we get this afternoon between the two. But we are still just waiting on players to jump into that AESIR lobby, and then we should be diving into round 1 soon. Quick shout out to everyone that is hanging out and tuning in today. I do appreciate you stopping by. If you haven't caught the action last week, you missed some great games, some great back and forth, and some good casts that are live on this channel. And Likely be doing some highlight videos coming out soon enough with the best clips, the replays from those matchups, because there was some great comebacks, some big double, triple, quad kills. I think we had an ace last week, so a exciting start to the season, and AESIR beating Rekt, definitely a surprise. I think I was anticipating Rekt coming off of a VRML Con LAN win to be that team that would beat AESIR, but them beating AESIR was a super hard contest at LAN, so it's no surprise. With a new roster too, I'm not completely caught off guard or unaware with that outcome, but it definitely was AESIR showing that they are here to be that #1 squad this season. So, to the point again, Terrate or ILLI, whatever their name is, depending on if you believe their logo or their their name, they are, again, going to have likely their toughest opponent this season with AESIR. I do want to... While we have the time, also shout out Axe Labs for supporting VAIL Season 2, coming in and contributing to that cash prize pool of $10,000, split across NA and EU regions for second and third. A tremendous offering coming in from them, and we really do appreciate their support. Obviously, off of a really fun season 1, we're really happy to keep Season 2 going, and it's man, the con was so great to have, and I think it really invigorated a lot of players to keep playing the game they loved, because maybe they could get a chance on stage. But regardless, a great con, and now again we're waiting to see if this team can continue to deliver at a high level online. That's the nature of Season 2, so we will see how that unfolds over the course of 12 weeks. I think the end of Season 2 is in January, so technically we'll take a 2-week break right around the holiday season and a 1-week break around Thanksgiving. And that leads us into literally the postseason starting the first week of the new year. So it's kind of a fun way to kick off the new year with the top teams battling it out for a good chunk of change in cash prizing, and to be determined on the hardware sponsors. We'll announce more on that prize pool, though, later into the season. Probably around week 6 or 7, you can anticipate something coming out more official. For now, you can just believe me in my teasing on that prize pool, but that's something to keep the eye out for. It does look like we are waiting on 2 more to jump in. I'm imagining from the new IllI squad. That can be one of the harder things to manage, is getting your full roster organized when you're a new team. But I think they're slowly joining. 9 out of 10 should have a full roster soon. There it is, a full 5v5. This new squad not going to squander an opportunity to challenge the best of the best. And I've gotten the go-ahead from the team, so it looks like we should be diving in to our first map. I do not know where yet, but once this lobby starts, we will. And again, I appreciate you all being patient with us here while we do wait to get into the action. And if I do have any tech issues, I apologize now in advance, because I have had a few bits of internet spikeage here and there. But I do believe to have started the lobby, and it does look like we are headed to Suna for map number 1. Got AESIR on the defense for round 1, and there you go, apologies. IllI on the attack to open things up on Suna. An early defensive smoke, I think. Blade is going to try to use a good flash that does catch Taquito, but the flash, not a terribly long deterrent, so we're going to have to continue to work up. Oh, got a good nade from Blade, catches Taquito out on site. Another counter nade coming in, does some damage, doesn't get the full kill. There is the full kill, and up through the smoke comes the push from Fizz up through the center. They find Jack. Looking for more on Blade. They catch Blade through the smoke. No, Fizz does. On the back end there, Miru finding a kill in the back of B, and a great collapse from AESIR to shut down the IllI push. Otherwise, though, pretty nicely coordinated. They had good utility toss, and you should expect that to come out from this team this afternoon. A squad that has experience playing at the high level and is not unfamiliar with the challenges that AESIR present themselves. They know they've got good shots on their team. They've got good communication, and good strategies, good utility use. As Taquito catches one. Rusty scooping up Achilles, though, keeps the things even 4-4. Good nade over the top, almost catches Taquito. It was a bit lock hook. There's the nade that Jark needs as Fizz gets a double and continues to keep things even. Fizz, the great equalizer of the series so far today, but Scanner might go down from Jark here. Oh, they get scooped up by Kodiak. Information communicated to the rest of the team, and Fizz crossing the smoke, getting set up to pop out and attack the last surviving player, Blade. They're back exposed, and Fizz will catch the kill. An opening 2-0 that's quickly gone the way of AESIR. But if you were a connoisseur, it's what you would have expected. I think the AESIR votes 41-2 this afternoon. Battle up through the center, but tripping into our first trade here. As Kodiak finds Blade, an aggressive swing up from the defense. But AESIR is starting to feel confident in their skills now. Meanwhile, over at A slow rotation is coming to fruition. Fizzy and Spider. Fizzy pops out. Miru trading down. The smoke just a second too late, maybe. Those two smokes follow up and push to A. Starting to look kind of good. A 2v3, very doable. Where's the scanner? It's into the hands of Spider. So they should be able to put the scanner down. And for the first time, scanner does go down. Duo as Rusty catches one, gets caught out by another. Fizz finding that kill. Now Spider has to hold down the 1v2 as the kill comes crashing in over the top, and they can't find Fizz. 25 seconds left. They'll defuse the scanner. And another point into the pockets of this defense on AESIR.
Round starting.
Good counter flash that catches both out here and slows down the initial advance. More utility comes up and over, but Fizzy does catch the refrag. Another flash? No, a smoke. Really blind out that A site. Force rotations off, but Fizzy goes into the smoke. Scanner in hand? Hard to say. On the backside, Fizz here trying to fend things off. But everybody goes down on site, and Fizz is suddenly left alone in a 1v2. Catches the first, but Scanner goes down before they can stop it. Puts Shark into an advantageous position. Gonna force Fizz out on the defuse. Fizz gonna have to choose to take the risk to stick that defuse or go for this final kill, then get it. Time ticks down though, so they have to push. 22 seconds left. Here comes the full swing. And Shark is staying tucked in. They're buying time. They'll pop out for the kill and they'll get the round on the board. IllI not gonna get skunked out.
Round starting. Get ready.
And a point on the board on the attack against AESIR. Definitely got to be a little bit motivating for this team. I see folks in chat talking about skins. I don't believe gun skins are banned. I believe it's just the player skin. So you should still see skins on the guns. Players can represent the player skins that way, but names come in. That one just goes over the corner. Shark can still go down to gunshots from Taquito. Nice refrag there, and another coming in from Fizzy as they swing for a double.
Started.
Suddenly, IllI's starting to get some momentum as Miru has a 1v3 ahead of them with the scanner down and a retake in hand. 34 seconds and a long way to go. Oh, they got a slice of the head there, but couldn't catch the kill. Counter utility coming in. Neither of those nades connecting, and time continuing to tick down. There's the first. 20 seconds left. They have to get there so fast to pick up this double kill in a flash. There's no way for them to slow down. That's great distraction from Fizzy. Draws the attention of Miru away from Spider, away from the scanner. As they pull send, Fizzy will catch the kill. Time, the enemy of AESIR. This is the first time I've seen it be an enemy for them. At least this season. This brand new IllI squad coming in with a little momentum now. 2 points on the attack. Fizz 10 and 2. Fizzy 6 and 4. Achilles catches the frag, so it keeps it a 4-4 honest match. To Taquito. Definitely it'd be the point of defense. They'll go down to Shark. One more as the kill leader sends barrels through the smoke. Both defenders here giving away their position with this smoke grenade here, trying to climb up that ladder, but having a hard time as they lose control of sight. Scanner goes down. They sit in the smoke strategically. Fizz pops out, catches one, picks up the double. No, gets shot in the side before they can do anything. Kodiak goes down. And another chaotic round, but it's tied 3-3, and I got to imagine AESIR is scratching their head wondering how did we get here. Rex didn't contest us this hard. Well, they did. Rex definitely gave them a run for their money. Every map last series, quite frankly. But I'm surprised to see IllI getting this much of a round. This much of a series up against the AESIR squad. This IllI team is prepared. They're looking coordinated. They have plays in mind. Their utility's on point as the smokes and crashes come in. They continue to crash through. Kodiak catches one with the nade. Another counter coming through the blade. Through the smoke, they catch kills as everybody goes down on the other side in a back and forth. On the defense, though, and it leaves very few left alive to hold things down. Fizz, the kill leader, has to shine. Achilles right there with them. Doesn't find kills with the shot in the back by Rusty. A good spin from Fizz.
Started.
13-3 on the map. AESIR could lose the lead if Fizz can't clutch here. Trying to grab a little more ammo. No, grabbing the utility. That flash comes in. It's a good flash. Doesn't get good enough, though, on to Spider as they peek out and catch Fizz exposed. Time ticks down on the scanner, and it's a 4-3 lead for IllI on Suna against AESIR. They're up 4-3 right now. Alliterate. Okay. Can we confirm that? I don't think their logo. Ooh, good nade. Oh no, bad nade. Spider picks up themselves there. How you want to start? Crashing in. Fizz finding shots through the smoke again. Picks up the key kill, though, onto the kill leader. Gets the scanner and rotates over to B. Rusty denies Nero the option of rotating down to the side there, and now Achilles alone in a 1v2. Knows there's one behind, knows there's one in front. Scanner went down. .30 seconds left, and Achilles getting aggressive. Hunting for the players, can't find them in a trade. Ooh, and it's eliminate. Illiterate?
We're switching sides.
Illate. Terrate. You tell me. How many names can you have? Either way, they're in the lead. As we swap sides. I get it. Their team name is IllI. Their logo is Terrate. So they're going for illiterate. So I should be going IllI. Yes. One look at that nade barrage. Catching Kodiak out. Flashes and utility coming in. That's all the utility. That's all the nades that can be tossed on the side of the offense. They've used all 4 here on the corner. Counter utility comes in, flashes over the top. And in our pistol round, AESIR hunting for a point. Taquito catches one. Nero finds the second. Kodiak finds the third. Rusty gets on the board for their team, but not before getting shot in the back by the likes of Achilles, and there's one for AESIR.
Get ready.
Much needed, and an infusion of maybe a bit of momentum into that AESIR squad, who's down a point against IllI. IllI. Illiter. IllI. Illiter. IllI. 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 Smoke toss there by Achilles. Going to deny a little vision. Hopefully get Achilles the option to push up to sight from the back while the rest of the team pushes in from the front. They're also doing a 3-2 split. I wonder if they're trying to figure out where this defense is set up. Maybe find an early pick that'll set them up for success. Achilles catches one up through the middle. Nero finds another, and that's going to be, I imagine, the B-side indicator for a push. Has been a bit of a rough round for IllI as they lose in a trade. Fizzy to Achilles.
Starting.
A commanding AESIR offensive round. Suna maybe a little bit more offensive trending for AESIR this season. Cephos asking about double frags. You can see on the bottom if anyone is carrying 2 frags at the start, and I do believe they're just exchanging utility with each other, with giving one player 2 grenades into their arsenal, but buying 1 apiece. So still only a maximum of 5 grenades essentially. Push comes in here. Kodiak catches 1 through the smoke. On the hunt for a second. Can they find the knives out? Jark, they can. In a trade, they thrust the knife forward and catch the kill. Taquitos toss the scanner down, and AESIR in control of A's site. Achilles and Taquito do the job. AESIR defending, but this time on the attack, and it works. 6-5. I see the argument from Feather that it should be alliterate. Well, you know what? Name your team what you want me to call it. It's that easy. I don't think the Chicago Bears are called Bay. Or whatever, I don't know. Chick. Chick Bear. To the point, it pulls from the website. So whatever your name for your team is on the website, shows up on stream. So if you want to alliterate to be your team name, then make that your team. And I can alliterate it better. Trapped as the double smokes come up. A nade catches 1 though in a 1-for-1 exchange. Busy been finding plenty of frags so far. Not so much on the defense though. Taquito catches them off guard, rotating maybe over towards A when B was where the site was getting pushed at. A little bit of a misdirect here as Spider and Jark are now redirecting over towards that B site and having some trouble. Kodiak catches 1 by the surprise, catches a second. There's the double. 5-7 for AESIR, the comeback. Quick and furious. I don't know that there's been a defensive round into the pockets of Alliterate since they have had a relatively successful offensive half against that AESIR squad. Trade over at B, a little jump check. Trying to gather some info. Another good nade comes in, backs off a bit of the defense. Fizz flies up over the top, catches a headshot. Busy with a quick refrag though. A flash there to counter the advance. A toss up over the top from Spider that doesn't connect. Taquito. Some good work on site. Spider left alone in a 1v2, full HP on Miru and Taquito as the scanner goes down. Miru ready and waiting. A little head peek on site, catches that kill, and AESIR take it to map point. Gonna be woken up after a unexpected rough defensive half. The AESIR team looking a bit more like they did up against Wrecked here on the attack. More coordinated, hitting their shots, utilities connecting. Nice frag from Nero as they cooked that right over the top of Blade, but a refrag from Spider keeps things in a 1-1. A good swing out from Rusty. They go down quick to Fizz, though, and 2v3. Smoke comes in. Almost the ankle's bitten with Spider there. Instead of biting through the smoke to catch Fizz. Meanwhile, Jarkin on 1v1 against Taquito loses that exchange. And Taquito is scanner down and could go for the plant over at A. A distraction by Nero here as Spider can't find where the scanner is. Goes down for it. A good pickup by Nero. 9-5. Map 1 for this AESIR squad. And a good opener. A great map 1 for this series. Not what I was honestly expecting at all. I felt Suna as an AESIR pick was going to be a lot more dominant. And Illiterate gave a great initial challenge up against this AESIR squad. A team that, again, went to VRML Con this year, battled up against Rect in Season 1 at the Grand Finals, lost there, and then beat them handedly this season. This AESIR team may be in the best form they've been in Season 2, and for Illiterate to challenge them the way they did on Suna should be something to take home with, regardless of the outcome for them here. Question is now, how do they do on future maps? Map like maybe Kitty or obviously Miru are the only two other options. That's what we're waiting here to find out. Go ahead and give the players the ready up so they're not waiting on me. And we'll find out where map 2 is taking us soon enough. Potentially after a bit of a pause and a technical timeout as AESIR looked to be maybe substituting a player in. Or potentially swapping sides. We'll have to wait and see what the plan is from the AESIR team. But they do have that full roster filled with 8 players total, and I think you find a big advantage in having a strong 8-player roster when you do play in the live environment. So I wonder if that's something they have taken away from playing at the convention. That's something that was beneficial to have, having that full roster, having substitutes, and they're now trying to train the next generation, if you will. As I mean, it's also good to have just in the general sense of gameplay, you know, to have the a few extra subs depending on the map to be brought in. Yeah, and they're swapping some players out for this next map specifically. So that's we'll see how it helps the AESIR squad, but I don't remember AESIR doing a whole lot of this in Season 1, so potentially a new sort of strategy for them. But I also wasn't paying it. Sometimes I don't even know if a sub happens and I'm casting the game, so you know. They could have done it all a ton Season 1. I'm sure people in chat will let me know. And we have the subs in. Achilles is out. Julian is in. Mad Dog also in. Nero out. No, Nero in. Taquito out. And so with the prepped AESIR roster for map 2, curious to see where Illiterate are going to take us. You don't have a ton of history to look at with past matchups, both teams winning their 3 maps. There's not really a weak point there, at least in this initial Season 2. So the choice comes down to comfortability and where you prefer to go as a team, and it looks like Illiterate have chosen to take us to Miru for map 2. Folks in chat with Night Fire's Nemesis be Daywater. Probably, yeah. Into map 2 we go, though, in this best of 3 series with AESIR leading the way in a map 1 victory 9-5, and IllI putting up a good contest, at least on Suna. We'll see if they can do it again here on Miru. The same roster for IllI as they did not this season. With a fresh roster on the attack, let's see. Come out the gate coordinated. Miru shot their hands on the there. Good toss from Mad Dog as they find their first kill in the series. Flash over the top, that will blind. Busy on the corner, and the back and forth from Mad Dog swinging here, looking for Rusty as they catch that kill. A great advance on the site here from Mad Dog, hunting for more. A jump check there from Fizzy, trying to fend off the duo, and there's the push up from Fizz. The catch Fizzy as he names an utility come crashing over to site. Where is the scanner? It's finally down at B. Spider and Jark can advance forward here, and they have a tall order for AESIR defenders alive. Make it 3 as Jark opens things up nicely. Up to the scanner here. Ooh, and they spot the corner of Jaden. Utility comes out. That flash gonna stall Spider. Doing much more. Into the smoke they go. Trying to catch the kills there as Mad Dog pops out. Springs their trap, and Julian connects.
Round starting.
The new folks to the AESIR roster for map 2 coming alive with 4 kills apiece across the 2 of them. The subs definitely bringing the energy for AESIR. 1-0. Like another B-side push. Utility comes crashing in. He has smokes, flashes, and again, a limited amount of nades per round coming through here. So a big change in Season 2 that we're seeing these top teams adjust to quite nicely. Getting a hang of pushing off of the flashes, using the smokes for audio cues off of their opponents to try and zone them out of certain defensive angles, and trying to counter all of that with the same bit of utility. It's really a great add, I think, to the competitive aspect of the game. It really enhances things quite a bit as we get some fighting up through the middle here with all that utility spent. It's down to the rifle. It's down to connecting with those shots, and Spider looking to connect with a couple, but Nero there denies that flank finally, and Blade comes barreling into sight, but we'll find everyone of AESIR alive and well, at least the 3 that are there. And they'll go up 2-0 on the attack on Miru. Shout out to folks in chat. Axelati, Desanger, Tuis, Featherith, Moon Astronaut, Ninja Raccoon. I appreciate you all hanging out, catching the action tonight, this fine Friday night. And what has been, honestly, a surprisingly good series. I didn't think that IllI as a new team, a fresh roster, would be able to contend against an AESIR that punished Wrecked in a best-of-3 series in week 1. But they've so far been giving us a good contest here. We'll have to see if maybe AESIR start to get into a bit of a flow state for map 2. We do see some great utility coming through, but not connecting as no one is in that back corner. Nero will then find their shots instead. Down to Blade to fend off this B-site push as their bit of utility comes out, just missing Nero on the corner. Counter flashes and more frags, zoning them off from pushing, so the flash eventually being nullified. There's a good flash over the top. Mad Dog now able to see, though, again, not pushing fast enough off that flash. Blade does catch one. They're on the corner as Jark catches Nero. And Blade's going to go for the defuse in the smoke. No, they can't grab it. There it is. There's the grab, pistol in hand. Where's the swing? Jark goes down. Where's Fizz to stop the defuse? They can't in time, and it's around from IllI, clutching it under the jaws of a alive offense there. fight the series, folks. I love to see IllI fighting as hard as they are here. They came into week 2 knowing that they were going to have this incredibly hard opponent, and they have stepped up to the task. A big nade there, catching Miru out. They've been getting some big utility connections on the back end. Kodiak also been finding plenty of kills with that rifle, as that flash does catch Mad Dog on site, but Mad Dog 6 and 2, 7 and 2. Catches a double and regains control of sight. Gonna do a bit of a jump check. That warrants a nade toss over the top. It doesn't quite connect for a full kill. They now know that the rest of this defense is on the rotation, with Jark and Spider quickly moving here. A nice flash gonna slow down the retake. And ultimately, Mad Dog is missing one key thing, the scanner. That'll go down, though, with Julian on the flank. More utility getting picked up off their down teammates, and there's the double swing. Fizz catches their backs. Off of great coordination from the flash from the front from Mad Dog, and 7 and 2 for Mad Dog coming in. AESIR up 3-1 in map 2 here. Oh, and we love to see new folks joining the VAIL family. Welcome, Ninja Raccoon. Happy to have you in here. Catching maybe the most competitive VAIL players you can possibly watch, battling it out against each other right now. Definitely learning things, though. Analyze their loadouts, how they toss. Oh, and like that, Kodiak finding a great toss to the back of B site. Out. Can't spot anyone until it's too late, as Miru catches one. A good refrag from Rusty. Jump check there, and they don't get the info they need again. Miru catching the kill. And it's up to Jark and Spider. I think it's just Jark, as Kodiak finds another kill on the round. I think that's 3 kills this round, and it's all 3 of their kills so far in the series. Oh, in this map, I suppose. And a thumbs up coming in. As the trade settles things for AESIR, up 4-1. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like with this second season already, this the second week, these games just feel, well, season 1 was great. I don't want to talk that down, but I have been enjoying watching the new meta. The single nade and the belt meta. The flashes, the smokes being utilized far more heavily. A lot of fun to watch. That flash was just a little short, but Mad Dog comes barreling up, catches one, looking for more, picks up a second, no, goes down in a trade, does get a second. But scanner is not here, and site is basically empty, at least they think it is, as they come back for the retake. Do they know that there is still a defender alive and well? Jark did not rotate with the rest of this squad, so they were essentially waiting over at A, leaving Rusty alone on site in a 1v3 now. Scanner needs to be retook, and Jark is crashing back for the assist in a 2v3. double from Fizz.
Round starting.
6 and 2 on the round. Not up to Mad Dog or Nero's level, but they have been, with map 1 at least, the standout killer for the AESIR squad so far in this series. Hey, that's gonna catch Fizzy. A big frag there that opens up A side a little bit. Fizz not necessarily aware that they've caught that nade kill, but not aware that there's one right here. Finds Shark nonetheless. A site in control. As we do have Rusty slowly crawling back to hold. Scan goes down on A for the first time all series. Rusty catches Julian over the top. Mad Dog trying to hold things down and does. Catches a huge double that shuts down the rotation from B to A, and it leaves Rusty alone on this side in a 1v3. Again, time ticking down and not an optimal situation for them to find themselves in. Essentially have to look at every angle. And that's also great setup from AESIR to have all those different lines covered, make it near impossible to push in and get the 1v3 sequentially. Something to keep a note of. If you're a new squad, that defensive strategy, once you've taken the objective, sometimes overlooked. 2 more rounds to go in the half, and then we swap sides. Fizz catching a good frag out onto Rusty. Swinging for a double onto Fizzy. Can they find the third on site here? Alive for Blade. Not going to be ready from behind. Blade also catching the kill onto Fizz. Turns things back to a 3-3.
Started.
Scanner down. Kodiak and Nero trying to clutch this one up. Blade and Spider looking to get a second point on the board before the side swaps. But having a hard time assessing and finding where this defense is all, well, the offense is all set up. There's a big headshot from Blade. The HP bar is a slice as Kodiak buys time. Running out of ammo. Can't grip the 2 hands on the pistol. Kodiak's going to play ring around the Rosie, and they'll find the kill onto Blade. They'll take the round. They'll go up 7-1. Swap sides after 8 rounds, and AESIR with a 7-1 lead. Only need 2 more to go, and they've got themselves the map and the series. Definitely on the menu. Nathan counter utility coming in though from AESIR over the top. We're going to slow things down. Mad Dog flying through with a great flash. Catches 3 before they get picked off by Blade. Now Blade on the hunt for more. They caught 1. They get 2. Can Blade find 3? No, they can't. Nero shuts it down, putting us into a 1v1. That Rusty might be able to win with utility. And that frag doesn't connect. The jump shot there from Nero that almost cost them. Nero getting a little info. Rusty trying to guess. And as they push, taking shots, info that Nero can work with. Scanner doesn't go down quite yet. And there's the kill from Rusty. Alliterate on the board with a second point.
Round starting.
Not letting things get carried away with a 8-1 advantage to Acer. That would definitely kind of put, wouldn't be the nail in a coffin, but it would definitely be hard for the comeback to get orchestrated there. 7-2, things are still in order. 2 points needed for Acer, and Illiterate can maybe start to string together some offensive rounds here. 5-9, map 1 if you're just tuning in, and since then, Illiterate have had a hard time against the Acer offense. Now that they're on the attack, they've got their own chance, though, and that's a good nade from Spider. Counter frag from Kodiak that doesn't catch anyone else. They'll come flying through the smoke to 1 kill, make it 2. Through the smoke on the hunt for the 3rd, Jark shuts it down. Julian could find themselves in between the final 2 attackers here. And almost picks up the 1-2 exchange for the double. Almost also went to a 2-2 here, but it is full HP Fizz and Nero against full HP Jark, slowly working their way to this B site with Fizz in this tight corner. I gotta wonder if Jark's gonna expect the swing, if they're gonna lunge for this kill. No, they don't have no time. Nero shuts it down before it can even come to fruition. And Acer take it to map and series point for map 2. Air dodge coming in chat. It's so over. We'll have to see. I think at this stage, Acer definitely have things in control. But I was surprised with Illiterate taking a lead in map 1 on Suna. So I don't want to count him out by any means, as Kodiak does nicely there. And with the indicator here that the site is not at B and everything unfolding at A. Everyone crashing back to A site and everyone finding the kills they need to put that final point on the board. A fast map 2. As Acer gain momentum off the comeback in map 1. The new Illiterate squad having a tough time fighting back against what is, again, maybe their hardest opponent all season. Does mean for map 3 we go to Kitty, and we'll get to see how the Illiterate squad battles it out against Acer there. And I do wonder if Acer maybe going to bring in another sub for this final map, or if they'll just stick with the roster they have that's in right now. I imagine they may bring back some players from last map and take out some players from the first map. Either that or we go right in to our 3rd and final map in this best of 3. And yeah, again, Acer continue to look good. This team, not just the team here in VAIL, but a team across the entirety of the VRML ecosystem. A squad that is generally feared at the top level in Breachers, in X8, in VAIL. They are a dominant element. And I think a lot of that lends to itself to them just being very good VR gamers. Skilled shooters. Obviously also helping at the end of the day. And, well, that franchise continuing to sort of grow and develop their brand. You know, we're starting to see Acer fans showing up a little bit. Also, keep an eye out. We're working on some VRML Season 2 merch that we'll want to be promoting here in the coming weeks. Just a little teaser there that we're working on something. So when we get that out, keep the eyes peeled. But I am just checking here what the swap will be. coming in. Maybe Achilles coming back in. No, Taquito swapping out for Julian. I think now they have their full roster, and so we should be heading to map 3 to wrap up this best-of-3 series between AESIR and Illiterate. Illiterate. We got some tongue twisters going on. Either way, it looks like we do have AESIR on the defense to kick off Kitty and Illiterate on the attack. So definitely a harder start in theory. See what we get. And trades going the way of Illiterate. Scanner's down. Mad Dog and Fizz to clutch this one on the defense. As Mad Dog does find kills. They continue to find kills. They've been finding tons of kills since they've been brought in on map 2. They can't find... Well, they do find that trade, and Jark catches Mad Dog.
Round starting. Get ready.
So it's defense. No, it's an offensive round. That trade and Illiterator up 1-0. They take the lead in map 3. Mad Dog, everyone finding their kills they need. And then through the smoke on site, the chaos unfolding here as Spider and Taquito. Trade down there with Rusty, and Scanner should be going down here 2v2. So now the defense pushing in from the offensive side, and offense defending B. This making it a real challenge. Oh, 1v1, and it goes the way of Spider. Illiterate up now 2-0.
Round started.
We've seen offensive rounds going the way of going a little bit more that way on Kitty in Season 2. I don't know if that's really because of the change on utility. Maybe having 8 frag grenades on defense essentially made it a substantially more challenging task to push the objective on offense. But we're definitely seeing more offensive rounds go get locked in on Kitty in Season 2 than we did in Season 1. I really do wonder what the trend is for that. Oh, and who wins the headshot battle? It's Miru. Cloak swings on Blade, and Illiterate getting shut down on this push for round 3. Everyone goes down. 4 left alive. AESIR back on the board, 1-2. Map 3. I see some folks in chat rooting for the underdog. Oh, yeah. I mean, especially as a caster, I always want to see a good back and forth. I always want a map 3 decider, which means at some point, one team has to win and one team has to lose. So, you know, yeah, I'd love to see. I always am in for a good close series. It means, honestly, more games, more rounds to tune into. So. Bit of a pause on the push here. Oh, that nade almost catches Taquito. The push definitely coming in. There's the kill from Blade. Sight in there, control, but only for a second as Fizz challenges things. There, the scanner goes down by Fizz-Z. And again, the push on the B site from defense. Kodiak and Nero going to have to make a 2v3 magic happen here. That may be harder than they anticipate. Jark, Nero. They have Fizzy peek in the corner there. A great bit of coordination, and 3-1 for Illiterate. This is more of the Suna sort of Illiterate squad we were seeing than Miru. They just really couldn't find as many offensive rounds, couldn't string that push together. Couldn't split the defense apart like they really wanted to. AESIR are going to have to lock in, though, if they want this third map. So far this season, they haven't given up one. I'm going to let Illiterate take the first map of Season 2. That's to be determined here on Kitty. Good swing out for Kodiak. Mad Dog battling it up in here through the smoke as the entirety of this AESIR team gets aggressive on the defense. Full sending it at the backside of this offense, and they'll pick up all of the kills they need to go back on the board with the point and keep that lead from snowballing too much on the Illiterate side. You should do like a inside the meta and chat about settings, like top teams and players and virtual stock, crouch preference, all that stuff. A great nade from Spider catches Fizz. Illiterate going to try and put another point on the board and going back to B, which has been working for them. Dog finds one. Taquito holding on this backside, but there comes the pop out. Spider on the close end catches Taquito, and it leaves sight open a little bit. Nero's still here to hold things down on the back end. Something that Spider has to be cautious of. But if they get past Nero, the duo could push now. 2v1 collapsing into the site. There's a nice connection from Rusty. Nero actually the one that finds the kill, though. Kodiak almost catches them rotating around for the scanner, but it'll go down again on B.
Scan started.
And this offense looking for their 4th offensive round on Kitty here. A nice flash over the top, gonna blind Rusty, but just a little too short.
Round starting.
A little too long, rather, on that flash. Nonetheless, Illiterator up. 4-2 map 3. The series already decided for AESIR, but they have not lost a map yet in Season 2. That could change here if Illiterator have anything to say about it. Still got 2 more points in the half, then we swap sides, and that could be when AESIR really come alive on the attack. They have had very good attacking halves. Kodiak playing that front line. Miru right up here and running into the offense, crashing into side A. This time, a little change up in their push. They've gotten to be successfully for most of this series. And oh, some missed shots there, but ultimately kills that Fizz remedies. And it leaves Rusty alone. 1v3 with Scanner not in hand. Ooh, and Rusty catching the snapshot. Avoids the headpiece. Tucks in with a bit of a utility toss. Can't connect that nade. And seconds left. 15 on the clock. Has to push up. Defense knows this. Right on the short corner. Kodiak and Taquito get another one.
Round starting.
Again, keeping that lead from snowballing. 3-4 for AESIR here. Map 3. Last round of the half, then we swap sides. Lots of flashes to try and stall this team out. Heavy smoke here as well, and the push out from Mad Dog. There's smoke ball to be. Yeah, it's worked well for them. Out comes Spire looking for a double, can't get it. On the swing, a trade. Everyone going down with the kill and a 1v1. Miru and Jark with B site. No scanner down and 45 seconds left.
Thirty seconds remaining.
Scanner goes down, they hear it, and that's right time for the push. It's also the time for Nero to catch the headshot, Jark to swing, and we're all tied up 4-4. AESIR again, not letting Illiterate get out of control on their lead, tying things up on the half. And 5 more points to go, and they've got themselves all 3 maps and remain undefeated in Season 2. Taquito getting very aggressive with jump check there. Rusty getting some info. Taquito's going to use the smokes to drop back to their team at B site. Rusty does catch a kill before then, though, and now the trio on B. 4v3 on the pistol scanner down at B site. And Blade kicks things off. 4v2 2 now. Scanner is still down, but that might not be enough unless it is, as Neuro finds 2, looking for the 3rd. Ducks down in time for the reload. Pops up looking for another. Can't quite connect on the shots on the Jark as Jark circles around the inside of sight, and with 20 seconds left, we'll be able to defuse, putting Illiterate back into the lead 5-4.
Scan interrupted.
This final map is going to be close, I have a feeling.
Round starting.
I see post asking again for me to stream the site. Show me my reticle color. Oh, and a double from Jark. Fizz finally gets rid of him, though, as they push into sight. Spider here, in control of A still, though. Catches one, swings for a second. There's the double for them. AESIR suddenly down to a lone attacker in Mad Dog, who's 10-8-1 on their half. Oh, and the peek from Fizzy there does not go the way of Mad Dog. Info given, they'll duck out. Oh, what an angle Mad Dog finds to catch that first of 3. Full health, definitely doable, 1v2 ahead of them. Scanner being defended, though, so that's going to be the toughest point. There's a good nade. It's a good frag, but time now also going to be an element for them. Which angles do they take? Which angles do they expose themselves to? They cross there in the front of Blade, and yeah, not going to be able to get across that line of sight without going down. Illiterate 3 away from taking a map against AESIR, taking the first map of Season 2 against a team that I feel like is going to be number 1 the end of Week 3. Smokes right into Rusty. That nade a little too cooked. Fizzy catches 2, and now Fizz on the hunt. Has to catch quite a few kills to keep this team in it here. Otherwise, Illiterate could go 7-4 against AESIR. This is getting out of control for the AESIR team. Duo right here. Nade quickly grabbed. Top. Over the top. Doesn't catch Spider. Against 4. Doesn't be top. Space checks all sorts of different corners. And Blade picks up a double. Locks it in for their team at 7-4 on the half. Two more points to go, and Illiterate will beat AESIR in a map in Season 2. A brand new squad with familiar players coming together to challenge AESIR like they have in their first series against them. It's commendable. It really is. I am impressed with Illiterate and what they have brought to this series, but AESIR still in peak form, still did take 2 maps in pretty dominant fashion, and now are having a hard time on Kitty. Kodiak catches a knife kill. Unfortunately, he missed that one. Spider with the frag onto Kodiak there, though, to even things back out. Site rotation, a 1-for-1 trade does set up the scanner to go down. Could be AESIR getting on the board here, but it's a disadvantaged AESIR squad in a 2v3. Oh, there's a peek in Miru with a huge double. Fizz finds the final kill, and just like that,
Round starting. Get ready.
blink and you'll miss it. AESIR take a point. Prevent Illiterate from taking us to map point. And I'm starting to question if this is as defensive sided as it has been in past seasons. Whether it is the single frag change or not, we're seeing a shift with a lot more offensive rounds going into the hands of the offense. A lot more rounds going into the hands of the a lot more offensive rounds. Anywho, push comes in. Spider here trying to hold things down, spins for a kill onto Taquito before Taquito can find the double. They did catch Shark though. Mad Dog finds one onto Blade. Prevents them from swinging around. Not getting ready for one on the short corner here, though. Shots from Rusty preventing the swing. A flash onto the corner there. Going to allow for Mad Dog to drop back. Kodiak covering over the top, looking for a fight themselves on the stairs. Blind firing here into the corner, but can't connect, and they'll take the challenge. Swing out, looking for the kill. The double knives come out, and Rusty may toss. No, doesn't catch the kill. Battling the entirety of AESIR, it feels like, is now Fizzy's alone in a 1v3 with Scanner down at A. And AESIR close the gap.
Starting. Get ready.
Illiterate are close on the cusp, have the advantage technically on defense. But this is AESIR starting to rally. Catches one. Now they're getting potentially behind this offense. They catch a second. They'll go down, though, through the smoke by Kodiak. Fizzy shuts down AESIR nicely here, and Kodiak's alone in the 1v3. Can't catch Fizzy on the peak, and it's 1 point away from Illiterate delivering AESIR their first map loss. Leaders so far: Mad Dog at 14 and 12, Nero at 15 and 10, 12 and 12 for Rusty, 16 and 9 for Spider, leading the way here for this Illiterate squad. We'll see if they can continue to keep that up here in what could be the last round of this map. Double flashes over the top, smoke there to push Spider off their defensive hold on the objective. But there isn't a heavy-handed push coming in right now. As Shark is waiting for that to come through the smoke. Those dissipate, and there's no indicator that anyone's pushing here. Instead, presence most certainly seems to be towards B, as Mad Dog dodges that smoke, which was tossed to try and get some info, try and see if there's coughing that came out from it. Nero is going to open things up with the first kill. Shark's still tucked in. A push coming in here from Kodiak. They're trying to connect and get something going here, and they will. They'll catch Spider, the main killer for Illiterate. That seems to be good enough for them as they drop back. Meanwhile, 2 on B. And only Jark here to fend off multiple angles in a full crash. They catch the key killer onto Kodiak. Now they can focus back onto site. Pick up the double on it to Keto, but Mad Dog finally shuts things down.
30 seconds remaining.
2v2. As they realize B's not the play, and Blade and Fizzy crash back to A site. Mad Dog gets the scanner down with seconds left on the board. And they shift into defense. Fizz at a slice of health. And AESIR trying to stay alive here. Illiterate trying to get a map win. The first of Season 2 to be delivered to AESIR if they can do it here. Push on site now coming through. Checking corners. There's the trade. Leaves us with a 1-for-1. And Blade swings, looking for Mad Dog. Can't find him. Time ticks down. They catch the kill, but there's 5 seconds left. 3, 2, 1. No, they cannot interrupt the scanner. This map isn't done yet. Illiterate do not have a map win in their pockets yet. As Spider gives the motivational speech to the squad to try and refocus them. AESIR cling to what could be the undefeated record still. Kodiak and Fizz both opening things up. Everyone getting scooped up by Illiterate early here, and that's not what they were hoping for with that bit of counter aggression that they threw at this team. Completely shut down at A, and now everyone getting scooped up as Illiterate really wanting to surprise AESIR, maybe try and get a few off-meta picks, not finding a whole lot of success. And AESIR have 5 alive on the attack with only near Blade to hold things down on site here. They don't need to push into Blade, as A is very much into their control, and so Scanner will go down there. It'll force the rotation, it'll force that trade, and it'll force us to a final map point of map 3. AESIR taking us all the way down to 8-8. Illiterate fighting their hardest for the first map win that they'll have against AESIR, and to deliver AESIR their first map loss of Season 2. Granted, we're only in the second week, but AESIR are looking at 6 consecutive map wins in a row if they can lock in this next round. Everyone playing a lot more cautious in this final map. As the utility comes out to try and blind nobody, full sending up through the smokes. Everyone playing very tucked back on defense. Illiterate allowing AESIR to come to them, but that could be bad news. A big kill there from Jark, but not enough. Only 1 for 3. As AESIR gain B site or A site control, and it's going to be up to Blade and Fizzy on the retake now.
Scan started.
Oh, and Miru pops out for the double. AESIR fend off the loss. Remain undefeated in Season 2 in both series and map wins. And this team's got my vote for that #1 seed at the end of week 3. A exciting series to tune into, though, nonetheless, as Illiterate come in and show that they are a squad to be reckoned with, regardless of if they're new to Season 2 or not. A tough Week 2 loss to handle, but, again, minimize damage, especially with a big map performance there on Kitty and a strong opening on Suna. They really have minimized the damage that this loss will deliver, especially up against a team like AESIR. So something to take home for Illiterate is just how well they went up against this team, and ultimately AESIR's still looking good in Week 2. Very curious to see how they continue to perform, and I'm very curious to go back and check out Illiterate later in the season, see how they develop as a new squad in Season 2, but it's exciting. Tomorrow, we have Zeal versus Wrecked Academy. I do encourage you to tune in and check that one out. That should be a lot of fun as those two teams duke it out. And then we go to maybe a map on maybe a match on Sunday, maybe Anarchy Virtual versus Formula 3. We'll have to see. Either way, I appreciate you all hanging out with me today for Illiterate versus AESIR. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. We really would appreciate that support. And a quick shout out to Axe Labs for sponsoring VRML and supporting us in Season 2 with that $10,000 in cash prize pool. It's a big contribution that does not go unnoticed and is obviously what a lot of players are on the hunt for in Season 2. That'll be it for me here, though, on Friday night. Be sure to tune in tomorrow for more VAIL VRML Season 2 action. But until then, stay classy.